Yo! So, episode number 2. My dad. Yeah, my dad. So, what I wanted to talk about is a little bit about, relationships between like people, but not really about love, not girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, but mainly like friendships, because there's like you can be friends with someone who might appear to be a kind of have a completely incompatible personality to yours, and stuff might happen, you're friends and person might I mean it's most likely to happen on stuff like on a website like YouTube, where there are people with large following who and they might and they may have friends or other YouTubers or other people with large following, not necessarily YouTubers, because it's not really on a YouTube, but also on other websites, and I mean not even on the internet. I mean in general, people with big following, they might have their own style of content, their own thing that they do, and they may privately be friends with someone with drastically different, style of content and style and of content, right? Like, I don't know, a guy who's a very popular, penny collector, YouTuber, coin collector, who collects coins, makes YouTube videos about it, might have a friend who makes, I don't know, fishing videos or something. Yeah. And it's funny when they like, oh my, when people are like, oh my god, they could never be friends. They don't make it. They are not similar at all. Like, how? And it's pretty funny when it finally turns out that they are friends. I find pretty funny. PS Well, my dad kind of ruins my little setup over here. I'm quite unfortunate. And yeah, I find it pretty interesting, pretty funny. Or even the same person, like under a different nickname and everything. When a person makes a videos like penny collecting, and on a different channel, this person also makes videos about fishing, and it's pretty funny when it finally turns out that those channels are run by the same person. I find it hilarious and funny, and I think it might have happened a few times. I mean, maybe but I don't really remember. And yeah, that's pretty funny, honestly. I don't know why. But yeah, I also I guess I wanted also to talk about Linux because I use Linux now on my laptop because it's a piece of crap. My laptop is really really bad. There's my cat is right there. Here's my dog. Mini zoo in my house. Yeah, Linux. I use now. Now I use Linux Mint. Linux Mint Mate, to be exact, and Mint because my mom still uses that laptop, so it has to be at least somewhat similar to Windows, and Mate because my laptop is a piece of crap. And so far my mom is getting used to it, and I I like computers. I mean, using Linux isn't that hard for me. So but there's like one thing I don't like about Mate, about the desktop environments. I don't know if it's actually a case for different DEs, but it's okay. But it's like this for Mate, that there's no fractional scaling. You can't really scale your screen, your output, your display output, your screen. Because I used to back on Windows, when I used to use Windows on my laptop. I still use it on my main computer, of course, because it's for playing games, and Windows is not for playing games, right? So I use it. I used to use the scaling of 125%, like 125, 150, something like that. But you can't use. There's no such thing as fractional scaling on Mate, or at least, well, on Mate. I don't know if maybe some other environments like XFCE or Cinnamon have scaling, resolution scaling, fractional resolution scaling, but at least on Mate it's like this, that. It's like you either can have 100%, normal output, or 200%, 200% of scaling. So you either have your screen is either a little bit too small, which is it's not a big deal, but a little bit inconvenient, or screen that is too big for my display on my laptop. But thankfully, so I have it set for 100% instead of 150 or 125 that I used to have on Windows, because you can't have that on Linux, at least on Mate. So yeah, but you can increase the bar, whatever it's called, the lit bar on the bottom, the horizontal bar on the bottom. You can scale it. You can increase the size of it, make it bigger, make it taller, which is really good. but and the little icons on the right, the status icons, those also scale together with the bar. But what doesn't scale with the bar is the font size of opened applications. They're still very tiny, and I have tried to increase the size of them, but I couldn't. And yes, everything is kinda small, which isn't yeah. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's fine. I made it my development station. I now use NeoVim and NeoVim because Visual Studio Code is on Electron app, so it's basically a website, and the app itself is like a web browser. So it's like you have Chrome opened when you try to edit your code, because it's a code editor. And yeah, so I use NeoVim because it takes way less resources for my computer. I use the Qt GUI instead of the terminal because it's a little bit baggy on the terminal. Buggy because I have highlighting of the numbers. I have turned on the number line on the which line it is on the left, the numbers of the lines, right? The line numbers, and I have set it so it would highlight the current line, and it's a little bit baggy on at least on the terminal that comes with Linux Mint, because it's like underlined, and not only the number, but a little bit after the number everything is highlighted. which is so I use the Qt GUI, and it's alright. Everything, and yeah. What else can I say? So yeah, I think that's it for today. I've talked about everything I wanted to say about relations and Linux. So yeah, TimothyLog number 2. Yeah.